Hey, you don't get to walk away. What the hell, man? How BMW is superior to Mercedes?
Superior. I wouldn't say superior.
I'm just saying we have less broken BMWs here than we do Mercedes.
All right, man. Well, we don't get that many BMWs in here. We're not a full BMW shop. Mercedes.
We are a full auto repair shop.
Mercedes or BMW?
From what aspect?
I would say it all just depends on what it is that you want. I mean, from
what I've power, reliability, performance, go BMW. If you want to be like everybody else, get a Mercedes. Sure, you see less C63s on the road than you do M4s and stuff like that, but there's a reason for it. They're better. And M3s and M4s are just better. BMW M cars, man.
I've never been inside of a BMW, so I don't
That's not true. All right, you and I, we're gonna go for a ride in my wagon. I have a feeling at the end of it, you're gonna want a straight trade. I'm gonna say no, but you're gonna want to.
No, what I mean is like, I've not worked on BMWs long enough to give a solid answer.
That's not an excuse.
Well, yeah, because
I haven't worked on Nissans or Infinitis, but I know that I would never buy one.
All right, now you're gonna bring up my secondary car.
No,
that's not fair.
Okay, or Kia. I didn't work on a lot of Kias and Hyundais, and I know they're terrible.
Right, but that's not the discussion, is Mercedes or BMW. You have
but
more
you're
experience.
saying, hold on, but you're saying based off of the information provided that because you haven't worked on enough.
Well, I don't have experience with the BMW. I've never driven one, I've never been inside one, worked on it. Mercedes, on the other hand, I've driven plenty of Mercedes. All right, dude, this is like, we're talking like, I guess, in all of the cars. This would be the same thing as my 211.
That's my point.
Right, it'll be the same thing. Power.
Hey, Nate, BMW is superior to Mercedes, right? See, he didn't respond right away. He's trying to come up with an excuse on why Mercedes would be.
He's trying to give me that given opinion on BMW, but I've never been inside of a high-end BMW. See,
you want power, performance.
You're saying 100%. He's saying probably.
I don't know.
BMW or Mercedes?
That's a tough one. I do feel like back in the early 2000s, they were both good. Nowadays, I feel like they both have their issues. So it's kind of like pick your poison and kind of deal with it. Unfortunately, there's no one better than the other. Just because of emissions, everything has gotten just more controlled. And for us, that means more parts, more electrical, more failure points, more just issues for customers. So it's good for us, but it's kind of annoying too for the customer. Like in the manufacturing, you can see that they've been updating and updating, and they always try to do the better. Still got to work through all the bugs. I think they're both good, but they're also both really bad.
Mercedes or BMW?
I'm gonna pick BMW because that's what I was trained in, but I like repairing Mercedes more because they're easier. I like diagnosing BMWs more because they're easier to diagnose, and it's like vice versa. For diagnosing these is a little complicated. These are easier to repair in ways. There's less stuff you gotta take off. But BMWs are much easier to diagnose.
What about if you're, as a consumer?
Cost of ownership is probably the same between the two of them in a way. I've noticed that Mercedes discontinues parts a lot sooner than BMW would. Like we had a 2014 GL, the outside door handle broke off, discontinued already. Flip side, we had a 1986 BMW 635, and it needed an exhaust, and BMW still produced it. It was brand new BMW exhaust for it that we bought. That's what's kind of weird, I guess, between the two of them. Mercedes has different strategies of when they decide to stop producing a part than BMW does.
How about performance-wise? Anything to say about that?
BMWs are driver's cars. You feel the car, I say a lot more. You hear the car a lot more. Mercedes were smooth, quiet cabins, and very little input from the car, if you will. You didn't really feel, steering was very easy, very light, but a BMW is hard. You feel the car when you drive it. So it's like BMW wants you to become a part of the car, Mercedes wants you to enjoy the car. Luxury sport and like luxury comfortability. Every BMW has an M badge on it. Every Mercedes has an AMG badge on it now on the new stuff, so it's a little weird today.
Nonetheless, you keep up with a car, you maintain it, it's still gonna be reliable regardless of brand.
So German cars they're designed to be maintained when they tell you to maintain it. Hey, do your oil change every 5,000 miles. car's gonna last a lot longer as a German car than if you do it every, say, 10 like you would on a Honda. Japanese vehicles are made to be neglected, whereas German cars are made to be taken care of. And in my experience, the people that get 200,000 miles out of their cars, they listen to what the experts tell them. Like you look at Land Rover. Land Rover brings their vehicles into Arizona to get tested because we live in Arizona. Arizona is an extreme climate. Your fluids are gonna break down faster, your oil is gonna break down faster. Cut your service interval in half. So your 10,000 mile oil change is really supposed to be 5. And I agree with that because things are gonna break down in the extreme heat. What do I know? I just fix them.
The Euro cars, when they're built, their specs are just a lot tighter than what these American and Japanese cars are. It's just more beneficial to be on point with what you're doing to your car, fluids, components, other stuff that wear and tear as you're driving. You gotta be more diligent about it when you have Mercedes, BMW, all these other Euros rather than a Japanese and American car. So that's my only add-on to that.
When I started in the industry, you were seeing like radar and collision detection stuff and all that fun stuff. And now that's pretty much standard on a lot of these cars. But like with BMW, when I was at the dealers and stuff, that was thousands of dollars added on options and stuff like that. And you get a fully loaded 5 Series, you're looking pretty high in the numbers. And I get into an Uber or a Lyft now, and they're like, yeah, my Toyota Yaris has all the same stuff a BMW has for 30K. Yeah, I'll always say BMW is better than Mercedes. It's where I got my start. But if you take care of it, it'll last you regardless of what the car is. You need to be on top of maintenance. All of that factors into why we recommend what we recommend, because dirty fluids, dirty oils, because you don't change it, you're gonna have failures. It's just that simple. In these cars, you don't change a brake fluid, you have more of an ABS pump, where my 69 Bug doesn't have an ABS pump, doesn't even have power brakes. You just press the brakes and it's what you got. You've got way more technology in brakes these days. So one of the biggest things is, oh, I didn't change my brake fluid back in the day. You didn't have the technology these cars have. German vehicles are high maintenance, I guess, but they're worth it, in my opinion.